Welcome to the Voice of the Student podcast, where real student stories meet the science of well-being, energy, and learning. Hi, I'm Dr. Kelley Spence, a well-being specialist, education advocate, and author of The Voice of the Student, here to help reimagine education so that teachers are resourced, students are truly seen, and classrooms become places where both can thrive. This space is dedicated to you, hardworking teacher and educator, offering grounded, science-backed, energetically aware strategies to support your well-being so your classroom can better meet and exceed the needs of your unique 21st century students. Take a breath, settle in, and let's explore how caring for your nervous system, your intention, and your energy is one of the most powerful ways to transform education from the inside out. Everything in this movement to reimagine education for both teachers and students rests on a simple truth. When we regulate the adult nervous system first, we create the conditions for adolescent brains to feel safe enough to learn, take risks, and engage more fully in the education experience. When your body is grounded and your energy is intentional, you can design a classroom that works with, not against, the teenage brain, so well-being and learning rise together. If you teach high school, you already know this. The exact same lesson can feel completely different from one period to the next. Third period might feel tense and guarded, and then fifth period with the same content feels open, playful, and connected. That difference is not just about good classes and difficult classes, it's about the energy, the emotional climate of the room. And as the teacher, you hold far more influence over that than you may realize. Today we're talking about what I call dominant energy, and how understanding it can give you a grounded, science-supported sense of agency in your classroom again. When you hear the word energy, you don't have to imagine anything mystical. For our purposes, think of energy as tone, emotional climate, and teacher presence. The way your room feels when students walk in, and the way you intentionally choose to show up in it. There's a simple principle at work here. In any space, the person who's responsible for that space typically holds the dominant, most influential energy. In a school, it's often the principal. In a district, it's the superintendent. In your classroom, most of the time, it's you. You've probably felt this without naming it. A substitute who leaves your room feeling off for days, or a colleague whose classes feel consistently grounded and calm, no matter who's on the roster. That's dominant energy in action. Teen brains are constantly scanning for safety, belonging, and emotional cues from adults. When your energy is grounded, consistent, and kind, but also clear and firm, students' nervous systems begin to regulate to match the environment you're creating. Your room becomes that one predictable pocket in their day where they can breathe a little more easily, take academic risks, and actually engage in what you're teaching, even if the rest of their day has been chaotic. You are not responsible for fixing everything they carry with them, and you couldn't even if you tried. But you can offer a coherent, intentional, grounded space where their systems can settle and their brains can actually come online for learning. The good news is, you don't need a 30-minute ritual or a weekend retreat to shift your dominant energy. You need about 60 seconds of conscious intention. Before your next class, try this mini reset. Take 3 slow breaths. Inhale gently through your nose all the way down to your belly, like you're filling up a balloon. Then exhale more purposefully and fully through your mouth, like letting all the air out. Then let your shoulders and body soften on the exhale, and repeat this 3 or more times. Next, silently choose one word that describes how you want the room to feel for the upcoming class period. Calm, focused, curious, playful, supported, whatever resonates with the specific group of students coming in. Then, as students walk in, hold that word in your mind and body. Stand tall but relaxed. Make gentle eye contact. Offer a genuine smile to greet them, and then use a slightly slower, steadier voice for the first couple minutes of class. And that's it. You're quietly broadcasting, this is the tone and intention of this space. And adolescent nervous systems are far more receptive to that lived energy than they are to another poster on the wall. If you want to see this in action, just choose one class that often feels a little challenging for you, and then for 1 week, Try and spend 60 seconds before that class grounding yourself and choosing your word of the day. Greet your students at the door while you consciously hold that word in your mind and body. And then after class, jot down one quick sentence. Today, the class energy felt ... Then at the end of the week, take a few minutes to look back and reflect on your experiences with this class. Did students enter differently? Did you feel different in your own body? Did it get easier to come back to that word when things got bumpy? Did any student behavior shift in a way that surprised you? What changed, if anything, in how you viewed the classroom dynamic? And what ideas are you inspired to try next week? Those subtle shifts are not an accident. They're evidence that you are, in fact, the most influential energy in the room, and that your well-being and intention are active teaching tools, not afterthoughts. Think of your energy like electricity. You don't have to understand every detail of the wiring to benefit from it. You flip the switch and the light comes on. In the same way, when you choose your energy and your intention with care, you change the feel of your classroom, even if nothing else has changed yet. That is the quiet revolution toward a more engaged and healthy classroom experience, and it starts with you. Thank you for spending this time with the voice of the student. Here, teacher well-being is not an afterthought, it's the foundation. When the adult nervous system is grounded, classrooms become safer, more human spaces where the adolescent brain can finally exhale, engage, and thrive. If this episode sparked ideas for your classroom, imagine what's possible with a step-by-step roadmap and a community of educators doing this work alongside you. Head over to thevoiceofthestudent.com to learn more about my foundational self-paced online course, The Engaged Classroom, and check out my educator training, The Reimagined Educator Method, both designed to help you transform the teacher-student experience with science-backed tools, intentional classroom energy, and sustainable habits that work in real schools with real students. If this episode supported you, please like, subscribe, and follow The Voice of the Student and share it with one teacher friend. Together we can elevate the teacher-student experience, one nervous system, one class, one student, one teacher, one school at a time. Your energy, your intention, and your voice matter more than you know. Listen, innovate, educate. Thanks for listening and all that you do. Until next time on The Voice of the Student.